It was an American nurse's sensitivity to antiseptic in 1890 that led to the development of medical rubber gloves. Sympathetic to the nurse's plight, the chief of surgery at Johns Hopkins Hospital in Baltimore asked a rubber company to develop protective gloves. That's very nice of him. Around the world, medical professionals wear rubber gloves to stop the spread of germs and help save lives. To make them, they need a lot of hands, the kind made from ceramic or aluminium. They'll serve as molds. First, they need to remove residue from the previous production run. This requires a thorough washing in soapy water, and then in bleach.
I hope you can hear me. I'm trying a new way of recording, and I have to use the microphone and the speakers on to get that video to work. For this project, I am launching a weekly assignment because we need to do some theory and some connections about manufacturing in society. So this idea is going to challenge each one of you to watch some kind of online content about how something is made, and then give your insight into questions or observations about what's happened in the video. To make this work, I created this online form, and I'm going to share it with you onto the Google Classroom. But basically, it's three big parts. The idea is I want to create an awareness to you how almost everything that you have has been manufactured somewhere. I say almost everything because you look in a typical teenager's room, somebody made that chair somehow. Each of the pieces was manufactured. Someone made that basketball. It was manufactured some way. That guitar was manufactured. That person's hat was made in a factory somewhere. The computer was made. The flat screen was made. Everything in the picture was manufactured or made somewhere in the world somehow. And that means somebody with engineering, design, tech design, machining, you name it. All kinds of careers overlap in making our stuff. When I say virtually everything, I think you could challenge that a lot, not a lot, but some of the food we eat is not manufactured. An apple, a carrot, they're harvested, but I don't know we manufacture food. All our food, some food, yeah, some of the processed food for sure. In the online form, you will be free to watch any video about anything you're interested in, and I'll go more on that in a minute. I chose, because it's timely, how they make rubber gloves in this crazy time that we're stuck at home. This idea of rubber gloves and protection equipment is right in front of us all the time. So I want to go through that video a bit more in a second. On the form, you enter your name, what grade you're in, what's the title of your video. In this case, how it's made rubber gloves. That's the title of my video. Sorry, so you would enter that. What is the URL link? So you copy and paste, because I will want to watch your video if I have questions or something. So I want to know exactly where you got your video. In your statement, in your form, you will state exactly what's being manufactured. So you tell me in this video, they're making rubber surgical gloves. Yes, I'm expecting you to always answer in full sentences, and yes, spelling and grammar is important like anything. The first of three big questions, 5 W's and H. Who, why, where, what, when, and how. Based on your video, I'm asking you, let me make this bigger. I'm asking you to ask appropriate, challenging questions about the process in your video. Or you can share an appropriate observation about the manufacturing process shown in your video. I'm looking if you can connect something in your video to stuff you learned in class. Again, I'm looking at it as a thinking and inquiry assignment. I'm looking for you to write a substantial amount, around 50 words. Don't just put some short form blurb in there. And yes, full sentences, spelling and grammar is important. So in this video, You might have questions like, how many of these gloves can they make? Why is this painted white? Who made this machine? What exactly is that liquid in there? What is going on in the background back there? There's a lot of questions about what's happening in this video. I watched one video where they were making cookies, and then they said at the end that they slowed the video down. It looked like they were making cookies very fast, but they were making them really fast, but they played the video slow. They're making like thousands of cookies a minute. Pardon me. So that was something that was interesting about how or why they make those cookies in that other videos. The second big part of this video review assignment is I want you to review your video and think about the people that are involved. Who came up with these ideas? Who made this machine or the process or the factory? Who are those guys working in there? Are there engineers there? Is there an electrician or a computer programmer? Who gets to run the factory or what? Who are all these people? And is that something for me as a career? Would I like to do that kind of work? Ask a challenging question too, something about those careers. What kind of education would I need? What's my career path? Is that someone I know? Hey, my uncle does that. I have an aunt who she's an electrician. I don't know. Make some connections to connect in your video. Again, I'm looking for some depth. Are you thinking? Or are you stating the obvious? I want something substantial. Don't give me short form stuff. And I'm going to be the English teacher again. Full sentences, please. The third and the last one, pardon me again, is how does all that manufacturing connect in society? So in your video, is it a pharmaceutical industry? Is it probably something right here in our community in in Brampton or in the GTA or in Canada? Or is this something that's very labor cost high, so they take it off to maybe Mexico or Indonesia or somewhere else? Is this something good or bad for our world, for the environment and stuff? Where is the government in there? So there's some ideas here, and again, I'm asking you to make a connection to something in the video and see what high-level thinking you can pull out. Don't skimp on your words, and yes, the English teacher is watching. And then at the end, I'm just asking you to give it a rating 1 to 5. You know what? I picked the video, I watched it, but it didn't really help. Didn't really help my learning. And if it was a really good, it really greatly improved my learning of some ideas in manufacturing. So I will link this online form into that video. Now let me go back, and I'm going to just keep going here. I'll interrupt it a few times and challenge you on some ideas that might help.
They must remove every speck of residue, because even the smallest contaminant could lodge in the rubber and create holes. Once they've left the bleach, the ceramic hands go through a set of revolving brushes.
Here's an example. Who came up with these brushes? Who came up with this idea? Why are these hands spinning while they go around down the line? Who decided how fast to get? Who built all this machinery? What's this white stuff going on down here? There's a lot of things going on. There are people, that's their job, just keeping this machine going. Maybe that's a career for you.
Their bristles scour the surface and the hard-to-reach areas between the fingers.
You notice now, as the hands go through, they don't spin. And then after, they start spiraling again, spinning around as they slosh through this cleaning agent.
Cleaning before production begins. After they leave the tub, the hands drip dry. Still slightly damp, the hand molds head into a chemical bath, which forms a film on the surface. It's a critical coating because liquid rubber won't stick to the ceramic molds, but it...
You notice as the video goes on, all this machine is automated. I don't see any people working in the factory so far.
will stick to this substance.
Why is that?
The molds are now dipped into warm liquid rubber, which has been enhanced for extra strength. The liquid rubber reacts with the chemical coating on the hands, becoming like a gel. Coated with the rubber gel, the hands are spun to shake off any drips as they head into an oven. Under intense heat, the rubber dries around the hand form. It also undergoes a chemical process called vulcanization.
Vulcanization is a curing of rubber. So this factory must have a chemist on board. Somebody who did chemistry as their university major helps this company do this process.
Makes the rubber stronger and more elastic. After a wash and dry, the gloves spin through brushes, which roll up the cuffs. This cuff roll, called a bead, makes it easier to pull the rubber glove off the mold.
There's an engineer, a technician, or someone, and their job was to design a machine that would roll that bead up so the glove will come off of that form. All of this machinery was manufactured. Somebody made the threads and the nut and put these wheels on and put the shaft in and put the frame together. There was a huge job just building the machine. Now we see workers
grab the gloves by the beads to peel them off the ceramic forms. These particular medical gloves are molded from synthetic rubber for people who are allergic to natural latex rubber. Synthetic rubber gloves are a bit stickier than natural latex ones, so they must be removed by hand. The natural latex gloves come off much more easily. Bursts of pressurized air blow these gloves off the ceramic forms.
So someone came up with the idea of just using a blast of air, and they just blow it underneath that bead, and that glove comes right off that plastic hand. So in some cases, they have to pay for labor costs. It costs money to pay all those people to stand there and pull off those gloves. Can you imagine that job, sitting there all day, every day, pulling gloves off?
At a test station, a worker now stretches and inflates each medical glove to check for weak spots and holes. Even a tiny leak is cause for rejection. Next.
Did you happen to notice in that video, right there, 6XL? Those are big hands. Who has 6XL size hands? Where are they selling these gloves? This is crazy. I never heard of anything that big.
Next, they take a sample glove from every batch and pump water into it, again checking for leaks. If the sample glove is watertight, they approve the entire batch for shipment.
Again, another area of manufacturing is testing. You make the gloves, but how do you know they're all good? And like they said, they sample one in each batch of gloves. And if it passes, the whole batch is approved. Doesn't mean that one doesn't have a hole in it or something. And it's not the security, but the safety is so important in these things, especially in these times with all the virus issues going on. So it's a very big part of this process, making sure that the gloves are as good as they should be.
Gloves are color-coded for strength. These orange cleaning gloves are thick and reusable. Others, like medical gloves, have limited use and are disposable. Each rubber formulation is customized for color, strength, and other characteristics. It's taken a lot of fake hands and real ones to make rubber gloves.
Now I'm going to almost be done with the video. You can watch the rest on your own, but you can see in the background it's a very clean working environment. Someone had to come up with the safety standards for this work area. Someone had to make the decisions to follow the government rules and regulations for inspection, for sanitation, and for cleanliness. All of these people have hairnets on. They all have masks on. They're all wearing gloves. They all look like they're wearing the same, probably factory wear, so it's clean and stuff. So again, that has to be thought of. So all of these issues can be reviewed in your assignment. How it's made, what's going on, and your job is every week find some video somewhere. There's so many different ones you'll see here, how it's made. I went onto the How It's Made website for Discovery Channel. I think this one, Discovery Channel. And there's literally thousands of things, from food to blue jeans to cars and anything in between. So I'm going to stop talking. I went a little long, but you get the idea. Good luck.